Well, hello and welcome everyone to the season finale of Tidebreaker's Resurgence here on the Critical Misses channel. My name is D. Rather than doing a cold open like we normally do around these parts when I'm in the command chair, we're going to go around and introduce everybody for no particular reason. Let's start with this is how we find out that D didn't bring up the stream in time. Who's on my immediate right? Someone who can see
Serenity.
it. Serenity, how are you?
I'm
Who you playing?
I'm good. Hi, I'm Serenity. I go by whatever pronouns, she, Faye, any. And I am playing Hannah Chainlink Russell, who goes by she, her. We don't care. She any. She doesn't care. Is there anything else I need to say or okay,
No,
cool.
sounds good to me. Um, so we can then toss it on over to Glyza.
Hey, I'm Gliza. I go by they, them, and today I will be playing Gabriel Gabi Dakila. Um, he's a shoujo man stuck in a shonen world. And he goes by he, him.
Fantastic. Then we can move on down the list to the lovely AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Husha Kid. I go by he, they, and I'm playing Clevorn Clev Deskai. Yeah, he's a big guy. He's half Oni, half
Yes.
fire giant. Wait, no, fire Oni, ice giant. Yeah.
God bless. And last but never least, we have the lovely Petty Energy.
That's me. I'm Patty. That's also my name on the internet. I use she, her pronouns, and I'll be playing P. Shaw Bakken tonight, who also uses she, her pronouns. Let's get sleepy, y'all.
That is the idea. Last we left off, there's no better place to start than from the beginning. You all got a very panicked call, which is a very rare thing from such a stoic person, but panicked nonetheless was the call that you received from Soren, the person who runs the Vanguard HQ building and thusly your particular section of the Vanguards, warning you to stay very far away from Vanguard HQ and that something had begun to uh wreck the place's collective shit. So, you all being good tidebreakers, of course, get back in the Mach 5, and I would assume you begin to make your way back to Vanguard HQ.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love when they're predictable. So you all
Actually, can we
make
go shopping?
yes.
If we make this a shopping episode and just let the
Yeah, the finale's a shopping episode, right?
Of course. You go to the indoor mall toward at Vanguard HQ, and upon arriving, as you all are sat in the various seats of this plane, you begin to peek out the window, and you see what looks almost like a giant matchstick. The entire upper floor, the upper quarter of Vanguard HQ is covered in this opaque red dome. You see, as you peer closer to it, that instead of being white with the milky fish-like creatures poking through it, you instead see this deep verdant red that would probably be actually pretty if you didn't know what you were looking at. And as you approach and you begin to land, I would assume, Chainlink, that you just land in the street that is nearby, like as close as you can get. You immediately begin to smell the smell of superheated steel. There's a fire somewhere in Vanguard HQ. There are a bunch of people whom you sort of remember. There are people who definitely work at Vanguard HQ, but they do very like background things. And they are just everyone is just scrambling, trying to go to and fro, get here and there to do anything that they can to try and assist. And as they see you land, one of them runs up and goes, ah, Tidebreakers, I am glad that you have made it. Everything has gone to shit. We have no idea. We've completely lost contact with the inside of the building. Um, one of the mechanics, I think, she managed to disable some of the security system and go in from the ground floor, but the rest of us are just trying to keep as many civilians away as possible and quarantine the area.
We have Kevin and um what's her name?
Coraline.
Coraline with us, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just make sure. That was just a me thing.
Okay. For sure. Sounds good. Yeah, so he sort of like rolls up to y'all and says, you're technically the advising officers since we've also lost all contact with Soren, so what should we do?
Oh, so that means Shaw's the boss.
Continue evacuating. Make sure you have supplies for everybody. Do you have radios already?
Yes, we're on the secure channel.
Give me one right now.
And he hands you one immediately and takes one off of a nearby like grunt. He's like, hey, and then he sees who takes it and just keeps going what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, you get everyone out, get everyone to the perimeter. We have an angry lady to go save.
And
I look to Coraline. I was like, Coraline, do you can we mech up? Is it ready?
Coraline sighs and goes, yeah, it's ready.
Yes.
And you see that she very particularly, she seems to be like stretching the edges of her mouth, like rubbing against the sides of her cheek. And every time she does, she stops for a second and then like widens her mouth and it begins to open wider and wider. And you can see like more and more of the shark teeth, the more repetitions of it that she does. Um, and she like sort of like does like a deep like cleansing breath and is ready to follow you all. Kevin is just useless. He's so worried. He's just
Actually,
go ahead.
Kevin and I
Yes.
are in a huddle. We're planning something, and if you come closer,
Okay.
the plan was what would Gabby look like, the best look for Gabby, because he's basically asking Kevin to come up with an outfit that would look best and that would strike terror and fear and maybe a tiny bit of love among the people that they're going to be attacking. And that's what Gabby and Kevin, well, mostly Gabby, just sort of like asking
Mostly
Kevin,
Gabby.
mostly Gabby, pretty much just Gabby, just
Pretty
asking
much
Kevin
just
for an
Gabby.
idea.
For sure. Yeah, it's you are definitely helping keep Kevin grounded. Like Kevin looks like he keeps looking around like at people that are rushing by. But you manage to keep him, somewhat grounded in what's actually going on here and what we can affect. So you all
Wait,
with a radio go ahead.
I was gonna say, quick question before we continue.
Yeah.
While Shaw was definitely not purposely terrorizing Kevin, is does she know if Kevin can like knit or crochet?
I would say it hasn't come up at all. He might know how to, but you haven't had a chance to ask
Who
him.
has crochet? Who here has hammer space?
Hammer space?
That's Gabby.
Oh,
Like the ability to pull things from
my
absolutely nowhere, and it doesn't
my
really make sense how
rocket
you store
blade.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have like crochet needles or or like the pin. What do they call? It's like knit and purl, whatever. The things, crochet or sewing. Can you pull that out of somewhere?
I'm going to roll and decide.
That is true.
Odds are even. Odds I
Yeah.
can do it even. All right. Well, yeah, sure.
Whatever. Yeah. Roll with them.
Whatever. Uh, it is odd. So I'm gonna create a backstory about this. Gabby actually enjoys cross stitching during his quiet time. He enjoys it and just sort of like uh he tried reading books, but sometimes the words got too big for him, so he just decided that counting was a much better calming experience for him. So he picked up cross stitching. So when you asked for that, he was like, "Oh, you mean this?" And he brings out like a bunch of needles of different sizes, some threads. How can I help you? What do you need? Do you want colors? I have many different colors.
Perfect. And then Darren Gavin, you, my
Yeah.
best buddy, you're going to make Gabby an outfit for battle and kind of like summons flock to the flock and sits in you.
Mhm.
This is your material. Make the outfit. Best buddy.
Oh, okay. I I really would have thought you would be opposed to a plan like this, but if you think it would help, then I'll do it.
I'm on your side, buddy. Make the outfit.
Eh,
Thank
eh.
you, Gabby.
And he just sort of like shuffles over. All right. Anything else y'all would like to do on the ground floor before you enter
I would also
HQ?
like to send Billy, the sheep with the pompadour, with the first person who talked with us as like my link to them. We have the radios, but just in case those go out,
Sounds good.
magic sheep never fail.
It's true. They got a really good Bluetooth connection.
Ah.
You
So
could call it the goat connect. Goat sheep.
as
Can
you
I
all
can I
make your
leave?
way up the stairs,
Come on.
Yeah,
even
with
on
with Billy around, you'll never have a bad connection.
Someone kick AJ. Kick
You
them.
can't. I own the stream.
I own the stream. All right, focus, people. We got one episode of this to get through. All right. As you all make your way up the stairs of the entrance to Vanguard HQ, you can immediately see that things are quite wrecked. The front door has been completely blown inward. The assistant's desk is completely empty. However, there is several demons down here. Let's go into a quick combat scenario. So, rather than have several different combats for each floor, especially since these are just grunts, I'm going to ask you all to describe, like what you do to get past these enemies, what you do to deal with like your group of them. I will assign you a certain amount of attrition to show the adding tiredness as you go up the floors, and then we'll keep it pushing rather than have 4 or 5 combats in one episode.
Um, I'm gonna go with prolonged eye contact, making sure that my aura of confidence grabs the demon's attention, and they're all, instead of just a call back to the first episode, just fall away, either faint out of love or out of just wow, what a sad man who is willing to fight us. I don't know, just something like that.
Fantastic. So you can go ahead and take 2 points of attrition for that. As you make and break hearts on the way. Shaw, what you got?
Shaw is going to once again, since the flock's a little busy, either getting net or keep doing recon and everything. Shaw's gonna weaponize her magical girl transformation and constantly do it slowly spinning down the track is like a blinding thing for the demons, so they're constantly disoriented and they get stuck in the mesmerizing gaze of the transformation.
Fantastic. I will call that also to attrition. Go ahead and do. I need for you to roll for me. I've got so many things that I'm going through at once. So sorry.
Don't worry, whatever it is, I definitely succeed. So it's really a formality.
Oh, so it's just yeah. It's essentially not even worth the time.
It's basic sleight of hand.
Exactly. So next, chain link. How are you getting through this like first opening wave of grunts?
Honestly, I think she's gonna ask Bull Splitter what
Mhm,
they would like to do in this situation.
Bull Splitter will sort of growl / rev and say, "I don't care how we get rid of them. Just get cutting."
Cool. We'll go ahead and just using like the idea of mechanized frenzy, like she normally will take Bull Splitter and then just ride the chain down the way. I think she's just gonna do that, like blowing through and past demons, just as they
Gotcha.
quickly get to where the stairs would be.
Okie doke. I will say with the assistance from Bull Splitter, that is going to be 1 point of attrition for you. As you continue cutting through these lovely people. They're not lovely people. They're giant demons. Then these ones seem to be where the demons that you fought before inside the various marches tended to be like completely like obsidian like skin with cracks that seem like lava along them. These demons have like white accoutrement, almost like bracers and like small bits of headgear that are like this stark white, almost like paper, printer paper color. Um, but they go down just as easy, so maybe it doesn't matter.
See, why did you say that? Why did you say it like
So
that?
as y'all are making your way further into the building, you sort of mow down this first wave of folks. Would you like to take the stairs or the elevator? Looking toward the elevator, I will say Chainlink as an engineer, you can tell that the electricity is still connected and the elevator would likely move. Um, but you also see that the emergency stairs are flung open, like the doors barely on the hinges. And you know that there are quite a few stairs along the way up, but it is probably the road less traveled. So it is up to the team.
Shove
Gabby
upstairs.
immediately goes up.
Mhm.
Goes up
Goes
where?
up where?
Where?
Number one. Toss a coin. Whoever just goes up immediately.
It just goes up. Just
like,
ascends.
People,
Bless.
go!
I'm up. Let's go.
Gabby's just
Yeah, Gary just levitating.
Clipping through the ceiling.
Oh man, they got into God mode.
Gotcha. So you other three, Gabby is already walking. Like now that as soon as Gabby has noticed that all the things are dead, they're just walking. By the way, Coraline is still with you. And Kevin's in the back, just sort of like every once in a while at like demons going by before Coraline. Coraline has just taken the role of I'm gonna stand in front of Kevin because he doesn't really know how to defend himself properly.
Okay, so I'm just, as much as I would love to just go into the elevator and just recreate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think Clev is just gonna go over to a pillar, is like, hey, Chainlink, cut this off.
yeah, easy. You didn't even have to ask twice. Just she was already going.
And it's like, all right, just fully digs like his fingers like into the pillar. He's like, "For it!" Starts running up the stairs.
Stairs. I guess it's stairs.
How is it that when I agree with the let's go the long way, I am still somehow left behind? You're right, Kira. There, it's the children who are the problem.
Come on, Flappy, we gotta go.
Come on, Flappy.
That's not the name.
All right. So as you all begin running up the stairs, we are going to begin a mechanic that we have not played with yet, and I figured we should do it since this is the finale episode. We're going to do a cliffhanger. So a cliffhanger is sort of like a skill gauntlet. It is a sequence of different task checks that y'all are going to do to sort of like describe, how you're ascending this stair, which I will describe in just a second. And it has two different difficulties. Y'all could have taken the elevator route, which would have had a different difficulty requirement to the stair route. The stair route was the lower difficulty. So good pick, y'all. This is only a medium difficulty cliffhanger. So that means that you all need 4 success. You need 4 successes each in order to pass the overall difficulty. So the current, since there are 4 of you, the current difficulty requirement is 12. So as y'all are doing your checks to go up and up and up, you're going to have to meet a DR of 12 between you all in order to make it go down.
I actually use my watch to go back, and we go up the elevator instead. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
if you want to do a hard
I have
difficulty
to
cliffhanger,
Stare
you
this
can.
problem down. Stare this problem.
So, this is going to be This is going to be a 2-stage cliffhanger, and that is what the first stage is going to sound like. So, as y'all are going up and around these stairs, you see that demons are just pouring from like the skylight that you can see at the top. Demons are just falling down the stairs, reaching out and grabbing at you and just rushing down the stairs. So my question is, what are y'all doing to combat this veritable torrent of demons as you're going up and
I'm
around
fully
these
charging
stairs?
with the pillar in front of me. To just try to
Okey-doke.
mow
So it
them
sounds
down.
like you're making a might roll. Go ahead and roll might for me.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta pull up what my other things do. Okay. Would Inboxer give me an advantage on this?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. And I have to. It's been a while. What's the number that I have to beat?
It's been a while. So it is a 4 or higher. 4, 5, 6.
Oh, sweet. 4 successes.
Nice. Okay, so y'all have 4 successes of the 12 that you need to succeed on this cliffhanger. So
3 4s
next
and a
up,
6.
so yeah, you're just barreling forward. Is there any particular flair you want to throw on it?
I think fully, at first it's probably just like battering, fully just barring, just mowing through, and then probably some flair in there of just swatting them away, doing like a little twirl, just like just
Gotcha. And as they splat against the floor and wall to the side, they turn into ash marks as they're defeated. All still wearing that odd white accoutrement. Next up, we have the lovely. Who's going next?
I'll go.
I can go. Oh,
Or
okay.
you go.
Oh, my one is just simple. I'm going to use my presence, my sense of confidence and presence to just sort of like separate, move out of the way, make way. because of
Gotcha.
my wonderful outfit, and I am staring them all down with my, you know,
Prolonged eye
eyes.
contact.
Yeah, prolonged eye contact.
Fantastic. So go ahead and roll. Let's call this intuition.
All right.
Focus. You can roll focus.
Okay.
Unless intuition is better. Your choice.
Intuition is better. I would
Go ahead
like
and
to
roll
use
intuition.
Can I also
Absolutely.
add charming to that? Because I'm using my
I mean,
personality.
in this world, being bold as fuck is definitely considered charming, and this is a bold as fuck strategy to be
Wait,
staring down a full stairwell of demons, and you're just like, move, please, and that's the
move!
whole plan.
Can they also get another advantage because I am physically splitting them?
No, because you're already accounted for with your
Okay.
4
All right.
successes.
All right. I'm going to roll 5.
Go and roll them.
All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, just 3.
Okie doke. So y'all are up to 7 out of 12. We're getting there.
Sweet.
Who is next? You, Chain Link?
Yes. I'd like to go ahead and I will use Clev to bounce off of because that will give me some propulsion.
For
Um,
sure.
I'm gonna have Chainlink go ahead and jump ahead and try to start sneaking through to kind of not clear a path ahead, but basically take out the middle part of the railing and just run up the stairs. So when Clev comes through, more of them will fall.
Gotcha.
So
There's
making it
no railing
easier for
against
the group
Michigan.
to get up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me either wits or agility, your choice.
Agility it is. 2 successes.
Okie doke. So y'all go up to 9 successes, which means bringing up the rear, Shaw, you only need 3 successes. What are you going to attempt to get them?
Cool. Well, I'm going to try and break the rules immediately because I want to combine 2 different things. So I want to combine like my let me find the exact title because I literally just had it. I want to use my protective quirk. So guarding your friends, part of it. Finding the DR. I know it's a cliffhanger, but this is sort of the effect I want. Now the way I'm going to do that is Shaw's actually going to like stop partway as like we're going up, and it's just going to full concentrate. With using the protective quirk because she wants to make sure the team makes it up. She wants to make it up too, but she's going to concentrate. She's going to try and summon every single sheep that she has access to from the flock and do like the biggest counting sheep she possibly can. Basically, she wants to like rip open the way to like the dreamscape where the sheep are and just focus fire these demons as they're coming down so they fall asleep and fall all the way down.
Okay. I am going to say that this will give you a point of attrition because you're really swinging for the fences here. But you can go ahead and roll for that. Let's say it is focus plus power.
Focus plus power. So I roll my stats for both sets of dice?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I got this.
Remember, you can always spend hope to push dice.
I needed 3 successes?
Yep.
I got 3 successes exactly.
Okay, so as you all chain link, you disappear into this crowd of demons, and all anyone hears is a as this guardrail begins to be split up the side, and demons go tumbling down. Y'all are racing up past. You're tiebreakers. You move very fast. You're already past the 13th floor and continuing to step up and up and up into this place. And as these demons begin falling down, they are actually pushed immediately up by this tidal wave of cotton candy sheep who are just spewing up towards the sky. You all see that Shaw is in the back of the pack channeling this Kamehameha wave of sheep just like upwards. You see that every part of Shaw is beginning to be dusted with just cotton candy. The hair is starting to turn peppermint color at the roots toward the base of the scalp. And as you continue to push and push, you see that the one sheep that you did name after a Pokemon a friend of yours likes does come out of the end as Flaffy is the last one to sail by. Sort of like preternaturally,
Never tell Clef.
you're like, oh, Flaffy. No, just picks it out of nowhere, like impossibly. Like that one is Flaffy. You're 100% certain.
Can I roll intuition?
And-
To know?
You don't even need to roll it. It's like it's the most instinctual. You're like, oh, that one's Flaffy.
Yeah.
The other ones weren't named Flaffy. It's that one.
And I will say, like, for this is, because the Kamehameha of sheep and everything makes sense. Like the transformation she does this time, it's the transformation you can clearly tell all the animation budget actually went to. This is the one that's recycled all the time, but it's newly done this time. Like each sparkle is perfectly animated, and you see each actually like the glove snap on, like the unitard, the heels, all that. This is the episode where all the budget went into. This
Full on.
explains the shopping steel frame scene.
Exactly. You are full on cotton candy scout. And as a point of note, the peppermint that is beginning to spread through the hair, that is permanent and not a part of the transition. You have pushed a little bit further than you have before, and it's left its mark on you by giving you like a couple strands of peppermint colored hair.
Never gonna leave me alone now.
Speaking of other people that work here, you hear, "Oh my God, you look so cute!" as an iguana starts to like do the lizard across water run across the heads of a couple of these demons. And it sort of skids to a stop next to you and goes, "Tidebreakers, you're always so late to the party. I was wondering when you'd get here."
Shaw does actually pick the iguana whose name I've forgotten up.
Steven. Stefan?
Yeah.
Stefan? I feel like it was an S.
Bane of our existence.
It's funnier if you just call him the iguana,
Shaw just
honestly.
always thinks of him as the thief.
Yeah. Not wrong. He steals things frequently.
Picks him up and like puts him on his shoulder because people have got to survive. I'll go back to not liking you. I'm gonna go back to not liking you later. Starts jogging up the stairs.
Starts licking the outside of your hoodie and say, "Oh, tasty. It's about time you all got here. This place is going to shit. You see all these unwanted people we have in here? It's terrible. What's going on?"
Oh,
Weren't you here? Wouldn't you know?
"Oh, that's right. I should. I don't. I was sleeping.
It's unfortunate.
I didn't feel like it's kind of an off day for me. Wednesdays are always sort
as
of
much candy as you eat, you were asleep.
It's Thursday.
Isn't your whole thing being tired? Are we throwing stones in glass houses right now?
You know what fixes my tired? Eating candy. That's why I take it with me.
And you never take me. Unloved. And he burrows in the hood.
I don't like animals.
And you all hear the door upstairs to the 25th floor, which is the briefing floor. Probably your first stop. You hear it explode open as this much, much larger Antriok demon sort of steps out. These large angular horns, dark black markings across the face, and an entirely red body, but still adorned with white crystalline like bangles almost, and this necklace that is made out of that more of that pure paper white color.
Question. As we've been
Yes.
defeating these demons,
Mhm.
have those been left behind when they turn to ash, or that turns to ash with them?
Those have been collecting at the bottom of the stairs.
Interesting.
And as this demon sort of like puffs its chest out to stand behind or to stand in front of all of you, and it begins by saying, "Puny mortals, you encroach upon the terra." And before it can finish the sentence, this giant gloved fist comes out and says, "Spinning hook!" And just this man just goes scattering against the side of the tower. And you all see Dudley step out and sort of adjust his mustache and say, "Well, my apologies, sidebreakers. I've let in some rather rude guests since you've been gone, I suppose." And just like immediate full arm grab. And as you clasp hands, he with his other hand adjusts the mustache again and says, "It is good to see that you all survived
Yeah,
so
we were
well."
dealing with the other Marge. What
The other
happened
March.
here?
Well, I'll tell you as we begin to scour the floor. I believe Soren's somewhere on the 25th. And as you all step onto the floor and begin making your way through, Dudley explains and says, "Well, it was mostly a normal day. It was quite quiet considering you all, Coraline and um, uh, that one young fellow's name, whatever it was.
My best buddy Kevin.
Yes, Claren, whatever. And
My best buddy Kevin.
gotcha.
I'm
What
really
you
glad
said.
you've enjoyed Kevin's company. He's a really cool dude. I'm
Just
just
furiously
Yes, just completely. It's like going through as much cotton candy as possible. Um, and Dudley continues and says, it was quiet, and from what we could tell, this very odd creature made its way into the headquarters. She simply walked in, dressed in white, similar to when he sort of picks up a necklace. These
what
tosses it on the
what
ground.
does she look like? She tall, scary beyond reason, gorgeous?
Gabby.
I mean, monstrous, whatever.
She's fairly tall, I believe, around 6 foot. Large white headdress, sort of perfect porcelain
Oh yeah, no,
skin.
that's not that's
Um, not
no,
your
I mean
type.
it is probably my type, but that wasn't the giant monstrous thing I was
Please
talking about.
focus.
Oh, sorry. Yes, please continue.
Um,
Yeah.
right, yes, of course. And after it came in, all of our defenses, well, frankly, they failed. They attempted to blast her away, teleport her away, contain her, and she just sort of walked past all of it. Um, she made her way up, all the way up, phasing through the floor and such. And she's turned the 30th floor and all the way through the 35th into a march, from what we can tell. This one seems different, but I haven't entered it myself, like at Soren's request, of course. And then she sort of opened a tear to the hell portal. She opened a hell portal to the shadow realm, essentially. And demons, lots of demons. And he sort of punches another 3 as they round a corner. It's been all we can do to get civilians and non-fighters in general down to the base floor. And for some reason, the soldiers outside seem convinced that they cannot enter the building, even though there's nothing preventing them from doing so.
That is strange. We were able to enter it without.
See, the obstructions are gone. I got rid of them myself.
Is there a window nearby? I'm
There
going
is.
to open it, and I'm going to look out and see if I can see any of these soldiers outside.
So as you look out, I need you to roll for me plus use your
Okay.
intuition.
Can I add active listening because I'm listening really hard? No, it's fine. I'm just messing.
And I'm listening super hard.
I'm listening
Truly.
to my heart. All right. Gonna roll here. That's ooh. Is there anything if I get 6s? No, right?
You don't currently have ignite,
That's fine.
unfortunately.
I have 3 successes. So that's
Okay.
3
With 3 successes, you look down and squint, and it just looks like the city street. I mean, there are people scurrying around. Some seem like very very worried, trying to you know coordinate with each other on the squad and the security team. But nothing that should stop them from
All right,
entering.
so I'm now going to scream at them really, really loudly and basically going to say, hey, you guys can come in, you know.
You scream that out of
Yeah.
the window. No one even looks up.
Cleb, can you throw your pillar at them just to grab their
Hold-
attention?
I have radio. Let me try that first.
Good.
Hello. You apparently the obstacles are cleared. You can come in now.
I mean, I don't want to argue with your instructions here, Commander Shaw, but I'm pretty sure we can't get through that. I don't know how y'all did it.
What do you see?
Well, it would be awful hard to miss the large wall of muscle, sinew, and teeth.
The what?
It's like a 30-foot wall across the entrance.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you close your eyes and walk forward?
All right. And you hear him sort of the radio just goes silent. And is so for about 45 seconds. And then it clicks back on and says, Miss Shaw, I really hope there was a reason for that because the wall was moist.
Is one? I know I summoned a lot of sheep, but is one of my sheep still with them? Because I did.
I mean,
summon one.
Billy would
Billy's
still be with
still
him.
there. Okay, do I have any sort of shoot? Do I have to recall? I want to know what Billy sees.
Can I
So,
talk to the sheep?
give the radio to the sheep.
That's what I
Headbreakers, man, I swear. And he just like holds it down, and you hear like a bleat and goes, right, you don't have thumbs. And then another, and he presses the receiver button. Bah!
Billy, do you see the do you see the wall of muscle or sinew?
He bahs negatively, as in he doesn't.
Is I don't know the person's name. Is the person whose radio
Sure.
is are they covered in goo of any kind?
He bods affirmatively.
Huge
And
understood
we
drop.
did not get covered in anything when we went through.
It looked like the completely normal entrance. It was, I mean, it was, the doors has seemed to have been blown inward.
All right. Thank you, Billy. Good job. Stay with them. Mommy loves you.
Bah, bah, bah.
Okay.
And radio goes back and says, is there anything else that you need from the ground team?
There is, yes, I need you to keep an eye on under one, get that goo off of you. But two, keep everyone a perimeter away. Something is wrong.
All right, we'll expand the perimeter. And you hear him sort of start shouting commands and says, I still got my radio on if anyone needs anything. And he clicks it off.
Okay. The sheep. Yeah. If you don't hear, damn it, you clicked it off already.
True.
It's gonna make the sheep second in command. Oh well.
All right. So you all have been walking down this hallway toward the um toward the briefing room, and as you approach, you begin to smell um smoke and what smells like burned slash burning flesh. Um as Dudley sort of like picks up the pace and opens the door, looking inside, and he says, "Damn."
I think I
What do you
go
do?
Go forward.
in after him, ice half forward to like get ready to put out
Okay.
any fire.
So you see that sort of resting very tiredly on the severed head of one of the Antrioch demons that Dudley punched into nothingness is a very, very heavily bleeding Sorin. That is one arm less.
Shaw's running over.
So is Gabby.
As you approach, she sort of looks up and goes, "I was starting to wonder what I pay you people for." And she just
Are you okay? Also, I don't get paid.
I guess that means it's a fair
Yeah, the
trade
check
then.
doesn't clear to the end of the week.
And
Ha- Has the wound been treated at all? Okay.
no, not
Tries to like
really.
get like wrap takes the like big hoodie off and like rips that, then tries to like at least staunch it a bit.
Do you even have another hoodie,
Shut
Shaw?
up. I'm going home after I'm done here.
Shaw.
Shut up.
And she just turns to the rest of you and says, "Whoever the bitch is that's taking this tower over, she's on the 35th floor. She's made herself very comfortable. She has Dr. Green. I don't know what she took her for, but she took her, and I got this for my interference with that."
You tried your best. Plus, I know that the team has come up with really good cyber stuff with the arms. So technically, you gain a lot more things than what you lost. So it's not the end of the world. But I understand the pain that you're going through because you did lose a limb, and Gabby's just talking here, like continuously talking.
And she probably for the first time says absolutely nothing to interrupt you. She just like there's like a small smile and she just nods and listens and says and at some point says, "That's a good point, Gabby."
Want me to, or maybe Clev to cauterize it?
Uh, I don't think the pain is worth the pretty strong chance that I'll die anyway.
You're not gonna die.
Sure.
Shaw?
Shaw, you finish the tourniquet. What is your intuition score?
My intuition is a whopping 4.
It's pretty obvious by the time you finish making a tourniquet around the arm.
I'm not going home till everyone is safe and sound. So you're gonna have to you should rest here, and when I'm back, you can release me so I can go home. After we're back.
You can't make anything easy on me, can you?
If I were here to make your life easy, I wouldn't have cotton candy in my hair right now, which is apparently just going to stay. So we both have hairstyles to make fun of now.
She looks up, having just noticed, and goes, "It's cute."
Just hand on shoulder. Yeah, we're going to go get him.
And behind you all, you hear this loud, transcendent computing almost. This elongated process of beeps and whirs as a light begins flashing this dark blue. And you hear Dudley go, "Great Scott." And you all look toward the entrance to see a much older, with gray streaks in her hair, a large eye patch over one eye, and 3 jagged claws across the throat, carrying what looks like a very high-tech gun in her hand. You see Soren. And she sort of walks over. Dudley is dumbfounded, as are Kevin and Coraline.
I'm gonna step in between. Is this a Terminator kind of situation, or are you good?
You're the half Oni, Clev, right?
Yes.
Is this a past future
Yeah,
or a clone thing?
And she points and goes, "Always weirdly on point. That one must be Gabby. The chainsaw, chain link. And the one that smells like you just ran through a confection stand at a carnival. I would assume that is Shaw."
Alternate reality.
Yeah.
Gabby actually was correct.
Damn it.
Which
Although
one? Clone or past future?
I'm not the clone. And she kneels down next to Shaw and Soren. And Soren sort of looks up, and you see such an odd expression come across the Soren that you know's face. Almost as if looking at almost as if it's that look you get when you're sick and you're looking at the parent that you love that has come to give you soup. And she looks down and nods and says, "You did very good. You lasted longer than most of us do." And you see that Soren just sort of nods her head, says, "Take some time off. You've earned it." And she pulls out this small little pill that she feeds to the younger looking Soren, who begins to gray and turns to dust.
It's a Nick Fury
What did you
situation.
do to her?
It's a Nick Fury situation. I got it.
What did you do to her?
And
Is she the clone?
she
Are
turns
you
to
fine?
she turns to Gabby and says, Yes, I'm Soren Prime." And she turns to you, Shaw, and says, "I'm sorry that you lost your friend. Your records were always very detailed, so she enjoyed your presence as well. And know that just because she is a clone of myself, that does not mean she will go unhonored. She'll be respected in death, as she was respected in life."
Your opinion is noted and does not matter to me. You're not my commander.
Will I see her again?
And she, at Shaw's comment, she gives sort of a wry smile and nods and says, "That is true." And she stands back up straight, sort of like wincing a bit at the knees, and she turns to you, Gabby, and says, "Unfortunately, no. I would be lying if I said that you will ever meet the Soren that you knew again. She is dead,
You-
and she gave her life to give you a chance to stop the creature that is on the 35th floor."
Setting the question is the sweatshirt that
Yes.
Shaw had like ripped up and like did that dissolve too, or was it just the clone sword?
No, it
Okay,
is still there.
imagine so. A la many shonen protagonist takes the sweatshirt and like wraps it around the head and like through the kind of
Yeah, going for the full Bardock.
doesn't say anything. Just wraps it up. He just looks ready to move once the conversation is done.
So you know what we're
For
dealing
sure.
with?
I have a strong understanding, yes. Um, it will be easiest to understand if I start toward the beginning, and I'll leave the details out to make sure I remain brief. My sister and I, Alize, a long time ago, we realized that we had particular powers. We're what used to be called fonts of magic. We are creatures that are entirely comprised of magical energy that have no real long standing lineage of this place. We are born of the weave, and when we die, we return to it. My sister, as I'm sure you all know based on reports I've gotten, had an ability of time travel that allowed her to coexist in multiple places along the timeline at the same time. In fact, I'm sure she's out there doing it now. So, in a way, there were always two, sometimes three, of her. In a similar fashion, we wished to extend my life so that we could continue our mother's work. And so we took her old guild hall, the Vanguards of Isorin, and we modernized it to serve as a shell in the modern day. Using Alize's abilities, we time traveled to the land of superheroes, and we stole some cloning technology from someone who should not have had it in the first place. We created clones of ourselves to run the vanguards while we patrolled the outer rim of space. So me and my sister, we searched the black matter between stars for the children of Charlie to rat them out and kill them. I have never met you all. I have nothing to go on but words sent by a woman who respected you dearly. I would say, once you gather your things and yourselves, go to the 35th floor and get some good old-fashioned revenge, because we have bigger things to kill than Norin once this is settled. And I'd wish to speak to you all about it. She turns and sort of nods to you all, and begins. She does a fingerprint scan on the desk, which opens a bottom drawer, and she begins to go through documents and papers and seems to be doing some amount of conservation. Various things are put in like a layered, or not layered, a laminated envelope that sort of unfolds in her hand. And unless you all have any questions, she has nothing else to say.
Nothing to her, but noticing how Shaw is getting serious and the situation at hand. Hannah's going to go ahead and put her hand up to her mask and say, "Okay, we're getting serious." And she's going to remove her mask to reveal another mask underneath.
It's like one shade of black
It's
lighter.
just one shade, but she looks serious now.
Motherfucker.
What we call a hidden agenda.
Gabby's gonna look at Chainlink and goes, "Nice, charcoal black."
Thank you for noticing.
Indeed. All right. You all begin to continue your ascent up the stairs. The stream of demons in the stairs has been essentially finished out at this point. Coraline resolves to stay with Dudley, and Kevin has finished stitching together the suit or the not necessarily a suit, but the outfit that was requested. It is made completely of cotton candy and it glitters. Um, Coraline hands you, Clev, two different keys, and also a small box that has five different they almost look like tops with like rings that you can pull to cause a circle to spin. And she says, the keys are to actually drive the Mach 5 and the plane once they form together in your giant robot. But to allow you authorization into the various parts of the robot so you all can control it at the same time, you're going to each have to spin the wheels and put a little bit of magic into it.
I toss one to each to Chainlink, Gabby, and Shaw.
Inexplicably, Gabby has a rose in between his teeth and is looking at Kevin, and taking the outfit and putting it on and all of that, and caresses Kevin's face and goes, "If this is the last day that we will see each other, do not weep and remember me." And then just kisses him on the cheek.
And as he is kissed, he actually doesn't like completely fall out. His cheeks turn a little red and he nods and says, well, we never got to go on lunch, so you'd better come back.
Yeah. Spaghetti.
Right. And as you leave, Coraline, Dudley, and Soren Prime behind, you begin making your way up the stairs, and toward the top of the stairs, you see the red dome-like outside of the march, and you see goldfish swimming through it. And with that having been said, we can go ahead and take our break there so that we can get Pity back in here and check on her. And yeah,
Be right
we'll
back.
cut to a break.
Living la vida loca. Overdose. Overdose. Unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. All that bass. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. All that it. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. All overdose. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. All that it. Overdose. Overdose. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Overdose. Unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players. Oh, damn. Get unexplainable layers, unattainable prayers with unsustainable players.
Hello and welcome back, you lovely people. Thank you for joining us for the second half of our finale of this season of Tiebreaker Resurgence, Visitors from the In-Between, episode 5. Last we left off, our team said a quiet goodbye to their original director and the person who put them all together, a woman by the name of Soren. They also met a new person that they have sort of met before in the form of a woman named Soren. And as they stepped their stairs up to enter into this red marsh that seems to have specifically goldfish swimming through the exterior of it, is there anything y'all would like to do before you step into the marsh proper?
I have one thing.
hmm
So just before we go ahead, I'm gonna look down to Bull Splitter, and like I'm already holding them because it, it's my weapon. But I'll
For sure.
give like the handle a bit of a squeeze and just whisper, "I'm not going to die today. So work your hardest and trust me."
Of course. That's how we always make it out of these things. All right. And as y'all make your way through the threshold, instead of the feeling of like walking through a cloud of mist that you got from the other marches, as you step through, you feel the heat of a summer's day, um, as you are stood at the windows in a large open space boardroom with a long table and several people working in cubicles on the outside. Um, and one person who's sort of sipping coffee in front of the board and says, "Well, hey there, Tidebreakers. So glad of you all to join us."
I'm gonna look at everyone and go, "This is hell. We have entered hell."
Oh, Gabby, you're such a kidder. And as you look at this person, you do recognize them vaguely. This is someone who works on the 32nd floor. Um, his name is George, and he just stands there, smiles a little too wide, coffee cup in hand. And he slurps and goes, "All right, well, what do you lovely people have planned for the day? Anything fun after work?"
All right.
If he
Walk
says
me up.
working hard or hardly working, we are all literally doomed.
Chainlink's gonna walk up and go, "Well, same old, same old. You gotta go do what the boss needs."
Right, absolutely. Oh, I hear you. I hear you, friend.
All
Oh
right.
shoot. Is it already 2:17? I got a 2:30 meeting that I am going to be late for. I'll see you later, Tidebreakers.
Bye. Bye. She's gonna turn around, look at everyone, and go, "We gotta leave. We gotta get out of here."
Told you, this is hell.
And as you all are having this back and forth, the door opens and you see Alpha 5 come rolling in. And as Alpha 5 rolls in, something very strange happens as you can swear you hear what sounds like just a smattering of applause and claps, like
No.
"Woo!"
Oh
as Alpha 5
no.
enters and says, "Tidebreakers, you two are late. Come on, you got a 3:30 meeting soon."
I'm sorry, we don't go to meetings. Well, Shaw does, but
Yeah, we don't go to meetings.
And then another woman that you recognize from one of the 30 plus 4 sort of steps up and says, "Alpha, are you still set to Eastern time?" "Oh, I am. Sorry, Tidebreakers. You still got an hour to spare."
Are we in a fucking sitcom?
This This is worse than hell.
Oh my god.
But also,
Gabby, no, don't fall for their tricks.
As Gabby does his classic, like, one finger under the chin, you hear a bunch of, like, whoops and cheers from somewhere.
Can I stare at the fourth wall?
Do you want to?
I don't know if I want to.
It's up to you.
I'm gonna stare at the fourth wall.
Oh god.
Well, you stare at the fourth wall all the time, Gabby.
Sure. I'm already part of
Kinda.
the
No, not really a stretch. Looking out from this boardroom, you see rows and rows of cubicle, people working away at them. Some people talking at the cool water cooler. Some other people heating up lunch in what looks to be an employee kitchen. The one constant across all of them is these bright, shiny, big smiles.
I was gonna ask, does it seem like the cubicles are kind of almost set up like almost like a step and repeat? Like is it like almost like exact copies like going down? Like it's like 3 rows and then a water cooler, 3 rows, then a water cooler, 3 rows, then a water cooler.
Not necessarily copy and paste like that. There are signs of like personal touches. Some people have pictures of like family and things in their various cubicles. Some people have calendars. Someone's got a Rubik's cube, etc., etc.
What happens if I Jim stare out into the void, like from The Office?
Would you like to do that? Go ahead and roll an intuition check
Oh,
for
good
me.
thing I didn't do that. God.
You see, one of those. You see this shit. 3.
Three
Yeah.
successes. So as you stare out, you feel something enormous, so something bigger than your mind can properly comprehend, that is staring back at you. But since you didn't get 2 or less successes, you don't take any attrition damage from it.
Literally, I can only get 2 successes.
I'm so glad you didn't do it.
I looked to Alpha 5 and I'm just like, well, get yourself timed, get your time set right, but also, where is that meeting again? You know me. Just a blockhead.
Oh, of course. Well, it's going to be in B5. It's something about statistical analysis of the year-to-date sales. We're also thinking about entering into a deal with Ichiban Holdings, so there's that to consider as well.
Right, Ichiban Holding. I turned to them. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
You have 2 minutes before I change the rating of your show. Open the path up.
There's no response.
Say the F word. Do it.
Shell's just counting.
Yeah.
Gabby is gonna go to anybody in the cubicle, and it is painful. It's like his face is pained, and goes, "Haha, Mondays, right?"
And someone's head whips around and says, "Oh, hiya, Gabby. Mondays. Absolutely. That's what my little Garfield calendar here says." And the hang in there kitty wallpaper.
Absolutely. Where is the boss?
The boss? Boss is in their office, right down the way.
Thanks. I hope your weekend was great.
You know, it was pretty solid.
Wish there was a day between Sunday and Saturday,
Hey,
huh?
no one needs a vacation more than the people who just got back from them. Am I right?
Yes.
Someone grab Gabby. We gotta go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Let's just let me know when it's been 2 minutes.
It's but by the end of that conversation, 2 minutes have probably passed. Yeah.
Okay. Shaw's just going to start breaking everything in sight.
Oh god.
Okay. What do you start with? Cubicles, glass. Where are you going
Cubicles.
first? Gotcha. So you start crunching and kicking down cubicles, and the various people around just go, "Whoa! Someone's a little klutzy, huh, there, Shaw?"
Someone
Shaw
has
is
to
not
kick
responding.
that face.
And like,
Yes.
as she's breaking it, like
Right.
tossing it through, because she's one breaking everything, and also looking for a weak point, and whilst just like, how do we get out of here?
Oh, there are hallways you can walk down.
I'm just gonna both grab Shaw and Gabby and just start walking towards
Oh, you are gonna have to make a roll some kind. Shaw's bent on it. I know it's not strong, so you probably get it, but you will have to make an effort.
cool. I'll rolling might, or am I rolling endurance?
You roll might, and Shaw, you can roll endurance.
My endurance, that is.
I am
Yeah, you'll be
tough.
fine.
I will ignore whatever damage they do to me. Do
That's more than Shaw got. Man, this is like you probably would. Jump included, like
just probably fully just like like when you put on like oven mitts to grab a feral cat, just so they won't. Come on, Shaw, come on, let's go.
And as a note, as several of the cubicles are just like absolutely like cut down, computers destroyed in front of people, not a single person flinches, not a single person smile twitches for even a second. They all just smile and give dry laughs and spit more
Yeah, we need to get
platitudes
them out of here.
out.
actually, you know what? I want to summon the flock again. I want to try and
Okay.
attempt to put everybody to sleep. Well, not everybody, not my team, to sleep.
Sure. Go ahead and
Counting sheep.
roll an attack for me. Yeah, roll that counting sheep for me.
Okay.
Are you going to use might or might or agility for this? Are they
Agility.
going to be like, okay, gotcha. So that means they are going to roll focus.
It's 3 successes.
That's way more than 0. So as these sheep sort of crash into everyone, they begin to drift off and the eyes close. The bodies go limp on the ground, sleeping, but the smiles don't move an inch. Teeth still showing. Wide smiles as all these people sort of just fall to the ground, sleeping.
So, do you want to come out now? Since your puppets are not up at the moment.
There's no response. There's just the dark, empty hallway.
Clove, we need to go down the hallway. I won't break anything else in this room. Thank you.
Fully expected to just go Beyblade. Just go.
Yep.
Tasmanian
Yeah.
devil
Is the
style.
iguana still
All right.
with us, or did he crawl out?
The iguana stayed with
Okay.
Dudley and the rest. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, is this the way that they pointed to the boss's room? Yeah. All right. All right. Let's check in with boss.
Gabby is in tears.
I believe it.
Are you okay,
Let's.
Catherine? Are you okay?
We gotta submit our 2 weeks notice.
Oh,
I'm okay.
Clev, I'm
Fine.
trying really hard to. I said I wouldn't break anything else in this room. The hallway does not count.
Fair game. So, as you all make your way down the this dark hallway, Chainlink, you still feel that feeling. Since you stared into the void has not stopped staring back. Even as you turn and meet the gaze of your friends, you can feel eyes like a presence is right behind you, and it intensifies the further you go down this hallway. Um, as you continue down the hallway, you see hanging up on the various walls that there are row after row of Employee of the Month posters. And in the first one, you see standing there looking absolutely terrified, black hair sort of matted to the side of the face. Um, you see Dr. Anati Green standing in the first one. And then the second one, a smile begins to creep along the face. And by the third one, there are tears streaming down the eyes as the smile widens. And by the fourth, the tears are gone. And by the fifth, the hair stands on end. And by the sixth, the eyes are completely milky white. Hello, Tidebreakers. You turn and see at the end of this hallway a receptionist sat at a desk, hair up, flowing, shifting ever so slightly as though she has tendrils, eyes completely milky white, and thin veins of blue that trace up and down and around the face and disappear beneath the suit. It's good to see you again. You wanted to talk to the boss, right?
Yeah. Think you could
Wonderful.
squeeze us in?
Absolutely. They figured you were coming, so we left a little spot open for you. I'll buzz you in. She gestures to a door on her right hand side.
Go to the right.
As you push open the door, the mystique, the air of the office space is completely shattered. As within this room, you see high, vaulted ceilings, opulent, beautifully made stained glass windows depicting various figures, and sat at the end of a long red carpet in the tallest throne that you have seen thus far. There is a slender looking, feminine presenting creature that stands probably about 6'2" ish, is wearing all white with a red underskirt that peeks out from the break in the middle of the white dress, and this large white headdress that is wider than the width of the throne itself. As the door opens, she, um, the Dr. Green, that is, sort of gestures in and says, "Excuse me, boss. Your 245's here. Just let me know if you all need anything." She steps out, closing the door behind her.
are these the same eyes that I've been feeling on me?
Yes,
Ah,
it feels strongest here. And as she gazes across the four of you, she says,
This is, after all, your space. I appreciate you allowing me to borrow it for a bit. Now then, you would like a meeting with me. I am here. You are here. Let us meet. I am Nora, she who was trapped in the moon. I would allow you to introduce yourself, but I'm already familiar. Now then, what exactly did you want to know for?
You need to be gone.
I'm very sorry, but I got none of that.
That is completely fine. She essentially just said, "Hi, welcome in. What do you want?" And to Shaw's comment, she will respond and say, "That could be arranged."
Normally, I I am predictable and fall easily for your type. Unfortunately, you did the one thing that I can never forgive. You killed my friend.
Oh,
Therefore,
I thought it was the corporate job thing.
that too, but my friend first. So, don't think your pretty face is going to get you mercy from me. You're really
A
pretty.
shame, truly. I am nothing when compared to the mother of monsters whom you are smitten with.
Yes.
And now that I
Okay.
have what I need, I would be fine with leaving Vanguard HQ. I am nothing more than a guest.
I
You're
think
not
there's.
leaving
Sorry, go ahead.
here. You're not leaving here.
In a similar vein, I don't think you understand what I mean by you need to be gone.
I assure you, Shaw, I have sensed your malicious intent since a few floors down.
That's commander to you.
I just don't see the need for us to combat. I have gotten what I needed. I can remove myself from your path and set all the soft, easily taken mortal lives under my sway free. There's no need for us to come to blows. I am not nearly as prideful or as haughty as the march directors that I've chosen. I see no need to go up against heroes. That would make me the villain, and I'd rather not play that role.
I'm gonna lean over to Clev and whisper, "Okay, if she says something or we start fighting, throw me."
But robot.
Oh, will it fit in here?
We'll make it work.
Fine.
If you didn't want to play the villain, you picked the wrong person to kill.
Quite a shame. She's just so stubborn, that Soren. I've killed so many of her now, I've almost lost count, and every time I offer nothing but peace, and she throws it back in my face. A shame, really.
You may have met multiple of her, but she's the only one for us, and you killed her. So, unfortunately, that doesn't mean you'll ever get out of here.
I see talks of peace are beginning to evolve. So allow me to at least offer this as a counterbalance. I will release all the lives on the 30th floor and up, completely free of harm or lasting effect. Or we can come to blows, during which my poor thralls will suffer the brunt of the damage for me, and their lives will be needlessly lost. A shame, don't you think?
If you need the thralls to take the brunt of your damage, you're more concerned than you let on. Let them go anyway. Get it on your own.
As I said, I am not as prideful as the people you fought before. You are tidebreakers, a title not earned lightly. They underestimated you, and that is why they are dead. I wish to avoid conflict with, well, the only people close enough to stop me at all costs. And so, since my offer of peace or an easy exit was refused, we moved to the next step. Are you willing to kill over 155 people just for the chance to kill me?
Who you kill or don't kill is on you. You will not force your sins onto us. You can either face us as yourself or not.
Sin is such a strong word. I generally refer to it for serious things. Is it a sin when you crush a cockroach underfoot? Nothing out their lives would mean essentially nothing to me. You are the heroes. You're here to save people. Isn't that the whole deal?
Storyteller, I have a question.
Yes. Mhm.
With prolonged eye contact, I am able to copy, if it was successful, I'm able to copy their powers, correct? I'm going to do that and try to release this 150 people from her spell.
Go ahead and yeah, go ahead and roll that attack. Are you using might or agility?
Let me see. I am using might.
Yep.
And then how many hope do we have?
I believe at the last count y'all were at
I think we
something
only
like
used one, and then we gained like 2 or 3.
yeah. At last count, it was something in the tens. I have it written. Give me 1 second. Do 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 do.
I didn't write it down either.
Are you okay if I use a lot of this hope to do this roll?
It's gonna hurt us, but I'm up for it. I'd rather
Look,
no
it's
one
the
die.
finale.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, if there was ever time to use it,
Let's go.
I have 3 might and I want to overwhelm this lady and release at least the hostages.
y'all currently have 10. And remember that hope is used. It increases the roll on the die by 1, and it is
Okay.
individual to each die. So it's 1, 1, 1.
All right, so just roll your dice and see what happens.
And then you can
Okay.
use up to
No.
10 to make it go higher.
I only have 3. Is the suit, can the suit that I am wearing be considered the magical object that I have received from chat? And can I add dice because I'm wearing that magical stuff?
Oh, y'all all have like Glazer, you have 2+2 magic weapons and a 1+1. So if you can use as much of that as you would like to. I'm treating the +1s and +2s from chat as dice. So
Awesome.
you can add
I'm
5
getting,
dice to this roll if you want to.
I am getting all of that.
Oh hell yeah! You're gonna be rolling 8 dice.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So let's roll first and see if I need to use any. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 successes, and I am going to raise these other 4 into successes using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hope. They
Okay.
are 8 successes.
So you spend 5 hope, which means I go up to 8 doom. Ooh.
Worth it. It's worth it. It's fine.
Okay, dope.
Hi.
So you are successfully able to copy her power set. So I need you to take 4 points of attrition.
Sweet.
And I need you to make a wits roll as you are flooded with all the information of this universe from the genesis of its creation until the end of everything.
I mean, I could die because of this. That's fine. Gabby dies all the time. You said 4 wits?
Absolutely.
That is 3 successes.
All right. With 3 successes, you take another 2 points of attrition damage. And you feel all this information flood into you within infinitesimal seconds. And you know the one truth, at least as this power allows you to understand it. You are overwhelmed with a sense of singularity. Everything started from one. There was one cell that split and split and split and split and became everything around you. You understand now, Gabby, that there is nothing but you. The great lie of the universe is unveiled to you in the moment that you link yourself to this power. There is only ever one thing that has separated so many times that it has forgotten its name, it's forgotten its form, and it shows itself in the connections that exist between different people, creatures, things, those invisible lines of connection that bring people together. It is because you're all you. One singular moment, one fragment of possibility split infinitesimally over multiple dimensions, universes. It is a lot.
It is.
And with that infinitesimal power, you reach out and, like grains of sand, you pick up the 155 fragments of you and you pluck free the strands that connect them to yourself and you scatter them across an infinite highway of stars. You look around and you suppose at one point in time you should be able to see your compatriots. But now you just see reflections of yourself. It's all you. And then there is a pain in the chest. And from the throne that she sits upon, Norin says, "Bold. You believe that you can wrestle with the power of the Praetors, a mere mortal." And she stands. "You believe that you are a creature worthy of journeying between the blind eternities. The power that took I, an elevated being, millennia to sculpt, to conscript, to understand even a fragment of. You believe you can reach out and grab a live wire. Oh,
Gabby's nose is bleeding because, of course, this is anime. And he opens his eyes and says, "I don't need a millennia. I just need a second."
and as you say that, I think that is a moment definitely worthy of a showstopper. So, Gabby, before you are imperceptibly scattered across the galaxy into a million different
Sure.
fragments, um, what is your parting attack to this creature?
My parting attack is Rocket Blade.
Sounds good.
As I separate into a million pieces, in my place, there is a giant rocket filled with blades, and it shoots at this monstrous woman, hopefully taking her by surprise because she didn't expect a rocket to just come out of nowhere. That is what I will be doing.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
I was can during that time.
Mhm.
I feel like it was like a distracted moment,
Sure.
and I think it would just be really cool if you turned into a giant rocket blade, and then a giant robot just took the blade and started wielding it.
So as Gabby is gazing across and harnessing the concept of infinity, um, the three of you pull out your I mean, let's just call them what they are. You pull out your Sentai Zord weapons. Uh and you activate your morphers. Everyone describe their morphing scene. What does it look like?
Oh, I think Clev was given the two keys, but Foley was just like, yeah, this works. Puts it like fully like at belt level and puts the two keys in the belt and turns them both.
Sure. Somehow it works.
And then just fully just this blue and red swirls, just like fully like a fiery volcanic inferno, and just the coldest, harshest blizzard just meshing together into this just like this suit of just going forward of just like it looks like icicles coming off one shoulder and just like melted magma coming off another shoulder, and just like this like half and half kind of mess of a mask. And just Clever's just like, oh yes.
Fantastic. Chainlink, what do you look like when you jump into your Zord?
Oh gosh. So I imagine because we got the tops that you pull.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
not going to use that part. She's instead going to rev Bull Splitter and uses it on the edge of the top to rev it until it's like smoking spinning. And we'll just
yeah.
let it go as it begins to just spin around. Um, I would like to imagine at that point, maybe other people can see it, but I can, and that's what's important. The hand of Bull Splitter, like the humanoid form of it, coming out as she grabs their hand and together comes as one and creates a suit that's a mixture of like metal and mechanics and like spinning blades down like the arms, almost like Chainsaw Man like, but like down the arms and down the legs. Uh her mask is moved for a second, but it's blocked by the transformation scene, so you don't get to see it. And basically just comes out as like the two of them being kind of combined into one form in that moment. And she
Fantastic.
looks over and she's like, "Okay, Clev, that was pretty badass."
Amazing. And Shaw, are you using your morpher or not?
Shaw's very confused by having Morphin, just like because she's been pretty serious this time because she's pretty upset. But then this is the first time she's kind of like, what is this?
You're doing another transformation sequence on top of your transformation sequence.
The giant robot is gesturing to you excitedly.
So Shaw that like kind of like tosses it into the air, and like in the candy cane like hair is like kind of permanent up here, so that kind of like starts to shine and sparkle. And this is first part of the transformation. The like little locket that turns into one thing kind of like spins it up, and like sort of it breaks into sparkles, and like lands in the hair as well. The Morpher spinning constantly in the air, and Shaw starts like wall jumping across like her normal magical sparkles that slowly transition more into like mechanical seeming like speed lines and everything. And so one wall
Mhm.
bounce, there's shoes. Another wall bounce, there's gauntlets, and then finally kind of like the last launch off the wall jump, kind of does a like little sonic spin in the air, grabs the grabs the morpher, and that like puts the helmet on, and like punches down, and there's like a little crackle earth uh like effect, and then
Mhm.
that somehow ends up in the cockpit of the robot or whatever it is, and then after all that, this feels weird. I don't like
just,
it.
just fully just like he's like, I don't think we had a name for the jet. Jet, lock in. Mach 5, lock in.
This is weird.
and,
100%.
and just fully just robot, just like as Gabby turns into this rocket blade, just like fully just like just grabs the rocket blade, and then just in the cockpit, Clem is having such a good time. He's posing as like, huh, we're gonna be the blade that blasts the cosmos.
As a note, while most of the outfit looks pretty mechanical and more typical like gray metal, the helmet is still the same cotton candy shade as like the hair. Like that,
Nice.
it looks comic wise off putting.
Fantastic. And as a note, Gabby left behind the rocket as Gabby
Gabby
then
is dead.
turns into
Like,
turns into a shedding of uh, bluish particles that disperse backwards. And as they disperse, one of them, Gabby, you feel all of these things as the power of true true infinity takes root in your understanding. You feel every particle of you glide forward. One of them lands against the face of Anati Green, and the veins rescind, and the hair collapse down in a wet clump. And then particles of you continue to blow through all 5 floors down through the 35th floor. And person by person, they are awakened. The smiles drop, some of them grabbing the sides of their face. And you watch these particles, you watch yourself stretch out over space and time and planets and stars and galaxies and what's outside of galaxies until you come to rest. One particular particle catching your uh, attention as it drifts down through these very quiet streets where there is a truck piloted by an already tired driver. As this one particle drifts into and is pulled into the car by the breeze, he inhales it accidentally and sneezes, closing his eyes just long enough to hit a very familiar looking, very handsome young college student aged person who the driver gets out horrified and goes to check, but whoever he was, he's gone. And that is where we'll stop with Gabby for just a second. And we're going to swap back over to the mech. So y'all are holding this huge rocket blade, as Gabby is fondly remembered, as the tags tell us. The rocket blade will give you a +1 on anything y'all would like to do. Um, but before that can happen, much like Rita Repulsa, this woman in the chair sort of frowns and says, "What an annoying little reality warp." And she, with a gesture of her hand, the throne behind her animates and stands up and becomes this large, just about as tall as your mech, um, kaiju-esque creature that roars out at you all. She looks up and says, "Will mortals ever learn a way to settle things that isn't violent?" And the three of you are in a mech that has a power level of 6, as that is your combined power level. So I am going to spend 6 Doom, and she is going to activate. Um, let me get the exact name of it here for you. She's going to activate Desperate Escape. Spend Doom equal to your attacker's power level to ignore death from an attack and somehow get away. This reduces the DM's maximum Doom amount by each Doom spent each time it happens. So instead of having a limit of, I believe my limit of Doom is 10, I now have a Doom limit of 4. Um, but she does drag a finger down an open space, rips open a portal to the blind eternities, turns and looks at Dr. Anati Green and says, "I suppose I'll have to come back for you. Have fun, Tidebreakers."
If you dream, I will find you.
And with that, she disappears from the portal, and y'all have a giant chair monster to fight. Roll me some initiative, motherfuckers.
We
Which
will
is an
take
agility.
this fight sitting down. Huzzah!
It's time for the Tiebreak Megazord.
Bring the Tiebreak
We need
Megazord.
Tiebreak Megazord power now.
Tiebreak Rangers. Tiebreak Rangers, lock in.
Just like posing. And
Tiebreak Ranger Blue, crashing waves.
it's just posing, and then it's just it's posing, and then it's the faded out, like the partially faded in face of Gabby, like in the background.
Yeah, like behind
He's
you
like-
all, like the thing here. Amazing.
In
Anyway, I'm
act
rolling
character,
agility.
Jago Gelato pink, the power of friendship.
And she's
And-
like covered in cotton candy dust, but the looks don't match the words.
You all do that, and then
And-
Hannah's like,
and-
what are we doing?
Inferno blizzard.
I think
Are we just yelling?
Yes.
No.
Ah!
Ah,
You
That's-
shall be named Bull Link.
but it still shows like all the proper like Sentai backgrounds though. But it's just Chain Link sort of worriedly going ah, like, but it's still showing it and like playing the triumphant guitar
And
music.
there's posing and shit. But
Is with the asterisk, and then the bottom is this Bull Link.
Can
Absolutely.
it be Chain Splitter?
No.
Damn.
Chain Splitter's
Not
pretty
anymore.
sick. But as you all pose there with your rocket blade sword prepared, you hear inexplicably from nowhere, almost like a blessing from a cosmic entity. You hear dashing as like the entire room sparkles with the golden energy that is radiating off of you all. And what are those agility checks? How many successes y'all got? It's 1, 4. Ah,
Sorry, what happens on sixes?
so you do not have ignite, so currently no.
That's super a shame because I literally got 3 sixes.
God bless. If you can find some way to give yourself ignite for stuff, then the sixes don't go wasted. But for now, it's just a really firm success.
What if I just set myself on fire? That counts, right?
Nope. Then you would be ignited. It would have already happened.
Yeah.
So first up
Gunpowder.
with the 4 successes,
Explosions exist. Candy cotton dust. Come on, man.
it is the 3 of you. So Clev, what are you doing to help pilot the breaker zord?
Fully just like punch it, like punching forward a lever. It's whatever lever that is, like the fist that has the sword, the rocket sword, just thrusting forward.
Fantastic. Go ahead and make an attack using your choice of might or agility. Gabby, as you are the sword, you are granting a +1 to this roll. You automatically have an advantage, Clev, because Gabby is fondly remembered. What does Clev hear in sort of like the astral, like what are Gabby's words of encouragement shouted past through time and space as Clev attempts this?
Wait. Clev, you hear from, and it is Gabby's voice. You have the force of the waterfall behind you.
What'd you roll?
Use it.
All right, so 5 successes is certainly more than 2, so that is going to be 3 points of attrition as you like cut into this chair and cut a section of it clean off. We then move down to number 3. 3
Does my
successes
momentum
in initiative order
go?
to Shaw. You started your turn, so your momentum always.
Memento.
Yeah, you're tireless.
Oh, this is so weird. Wait, what part of the robot am I? I don't.
We're keeping it purposefully vague so that we don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
I guess. All right. So we got the rocket sword. Oh, this is. Why isn't this? You know what?
Press the
Shaw's
button.
gonna. So you know what? Megasexual logic. Gotta smash button and assume it's the give wings button.
Okie doke. So you're gonna activate Sugar Rush?
Yes.
Okie doke. So go ahead and you have not activated, you've only activated Sugar Rush
Okay.
1 time. So go ahead and give us a full reading of it. What tags does it
So
have?
the tags that Sugar Rush has that I've definitely written down are. Oh, wait, actually, I do have. Okay, so ability tag 1, I have unleash and sustain. So the unleash part. So yeah, you like Shaw a lot better when she's sleepy. Trust me. Shaw can share treats from her stash to keep her allies up and moving. So, like I said, ability tag 1, unleash. So that's what I was saying. Shaw may consume a mob of her creation rather than paying the momentum cost of this ability. Those are 2 tags I have so far.
Roger. Yeah. So, would you like to consume one of the sheep as you're doing this? As you're putting this energy through the Zord, or
Yep.
do you want to pay the? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Well, only one.
Sounds.
We will eat Philip.
Sounds.
No, we're eating Flaffy. Screw you.
No!
Flaffy!
Yeah.
Flappy, no!
Can we get points for Flaffy
Flaffy
pausing
is
remembered?
The sheep
no.
doesn't actually
Flaffy
die.
is
It's
like
fine.
chew chew chewed. And as you make your way to slamming this button down, you watch as the glitter and cotton candy whirlwind slams down. Go ahead and roll for me using either might or agility. And Gabby,
Oh,
please
it
describe
is.
to me how you are providing your +1 advantage.
You hear the voice, the same voice that hears, and you feel like he's going to give you the same strength. And Gabby says, "You are like an ocean. You have the power of an ocean. Use it."
Fantastic.
This is
So
the
you get
visual
a
funny.
+1 advantage. You have an extra die to roll.
Okay. Do. That's the wrong button. So now that's 3 successes.
Okay, so 3 successes is not better than or is better than 1 success rather. So I will say that instead of since you're doing a transformation on y'all, everyone can heal 2 attrition,
I haven't gotten any
including Gabby.
attrition.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
We should have. Oh wait,
Didn't we have attrition march because of
when
the
we were
stairwell?
climbing the stair.
Nope. I didn't get any attrition.
Clev is a little buskier than the rest of us. Gets to shrug stuff off. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you managed to give wings and now the Zord is flying through the air, dipping in and out with Clev swinging this rocket blade as we move down to Chainlink and Bull Splitter. What do you do with it?
Okay. I would like to go ahead and see if I can use my action rather than to attack, but to try to, with my mechanical knowledge, try to go ahead and put our big robot into overdrive and maybe like make it do something better for the other, like pretty much like the help action type of
Sure,
thing.
sure. Go ahead
Rev
and
the sword.
roll.
Rev the sword.
Right.
Rev the sword.
If you would like to, Bull Splitter says, "Hey, Hannah, I got an idea. Um, go ahead and roll me wits plus your power. You have a +1 from Gabby as well, and you also get a +1 because this falls under your specialty.
Uh, four. 4 successes.
Okay. With 4 successes, you find yourself in like this in your version of the cockpit, you find that you shrink the walls down and stick your arms, especially the right one holding Bull Splitter, into the center console and you sort of like lean forward like you're on a motorcycle almost. And Clev, you watch as this rocket splits open at the sides and jets of fire that look like a rotating chainsaw begin to erupt out of the rocket blade. Gabby, how do you what are you saying that
You
change?
are like, and there's a really, really long pause here. It's another body of water. Wait. You
voice echoing with like the ethereal nature of the gods. What's another word?
What's
Body of
bigger
water.
than the ocean?
Lake. A great lake. The greatest of lakes. Use it.
All the Great Lakes.
You feel
all the Great Lakes
strangely
combined.
inspired?
I feel like Michigan. Let's go.
Fantastic. And now it is the throne's turn. And it is going to make a might roll. Okay, and I need everyone to roll an endurance.
Endurance. Oh boy. That is this much.
Okay, I know Petty's asked. Are you sure threes don't succeed? Okay.
I've triple checked.
Okay.
You can spend hope to push dice. And I will point out, I currently, since I spent 6 hope to do that, I currently have 2 hope. Or I have 2 doom. Y'all have 5 hope. I can only get a maximum of 4 doom now.
Here's the thing. It would only be 1 because I don't want to spend too many. My 3 would go up.
Okay.
I'm at 0. I'm just gonna keep it.
You're at 0?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
we're at total
so-
of 6 successes.
6 successes is unfortunately not enough. You needed 7.
Oh no!
Yes,
Damn.
yes. Crushing.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
No,
It's
it's
okay.
okay.
It's okay.
As this throne rakes
You can take
its arms, chairs have arms, yeah. It rakes its arms up the front of the breaker Zord and leaves splinters in its wake. Giant sparks for some
since
reason
we
come
are
Hey,
the
question.
spraying
Wait,
out
is this
of
supposed to be rolling with
chest.
Gabby's advantage? Because I did not take that into account.
Oh yes, you finally remembered applies
Okay,
to
I
did.
every
We got
roll
one
y'all
more.
make while Gabby's
So-
Let me add another. No, I didn't get another.
I did get another success.
I got 1 too. So
Okay, so y'all have 8 over 7.
Ooh.
So as this as the arm of this chair is coming up to rake into the center chest of the breaker Zord, team tiebreakers, tell me how you reverse the attack.
I'm getting music. I can't believe I haven't been playing music this whole time.
Okay.
That RPM's theme song blasting on loop for the last 30 minutes.
I think there's a moment just to like play with the dice that Chainlink is just like overwhelmed with what's happening as like the room's getting smaller, the room's heating up. There's like the reverberating sound of like the chainsaw, so it's becoming like a bit too much. Her 1 success, I imagine, is just like a moment like to like at the last second, she's realizing that we're about to get hit, and we'll go ahead and rev Bull Splitter again to make the fire chain around the rocket blade grow to make it easier to block.
Awesome. So in that like moment of clarity that you have, Bull Splitter says in a voice so quiet that if it wasn't psychic, you probably couldn't hear it. She said, "You originally you came up with the name Bull Splitter. That's why I always make sure it's the name that I keep. It's the first thing you gave to me." And that like snaps you back to reality for a second, and you rev as the fire expands out and repels off this attack. Tidebreakers, make your final attack, and keep in mind that you have all been granted +2 dice by the lovely chat.
Ooh.
Yeah, time for.
Can I know we technically didn't come up with the trick for this. For paradoxical cold impact.
I mean, it sounds like we're about to come up with it right now.
I had these things that I was gonna use to detonate, but I don't think I really understood what detonate meant. But just fully like Clev just takes like these little, they're like little like fusion, like cold fusion grenades essentially, and just like there's just a slot, just fully just like pumps them, all of them in there, as like both arms just get like one full like cold, like it's like almost like coolant going through the arm to the point that is like frosting off, and then the other one has lava coming off, like the going along with the flame chain, and fully just 1 2 1 2, just fully just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, of just cold hot, cold hot, cold hot, cold hot, of just, instead of like one impact, it's just like a fucking meteor shower. I don't know.
Sure. I'd say that's dope enough to get a showstopper bonus. So go ahead and add another die onto that, and make your might roll. Chainlink, what you got for us?
I think at the what Bull Splitter said, I think she's like ready to go. And I think that will bring back a few memories of like past lives, like not enough to like do a lot, but eventually getting to the points of like the highlights of her past in different lives with Bull Splitter, and taking a bit of each of the last like attacks that she had in her past lives with Bull Splitter, and functions them together to go ahead and overcharge the chainsaw itself, and will put in like a part of her own might, rips off her mask. We're doing the real one this time. And it's going to reveal, I imagine like a glowing mark that like she had gotten from like a bunch of scars that she always seemed to hide, but it was just something that like it was a conglomeration of things that she had gotten through her past lives, and will just yell, like there's no words, there's just like the overhyped adrenaline of just screaming as she puts everything into this, and through your punches to add on top of that, you begin to hear a vroom, and each of the knuckles begin to spin. And they're overcharging your attack.
Fantastic. So yeah, go ahead and roll might or agility, your choice for me. And Shaw, what you got?
Great question. Notice though the +2 magic. If I don't use it now, can I use it narratively in our like in-game like epilogue stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll reserve that. So in that case, again,
you do still get the +1 from Gab.
Okay, gotcha. So Shaw's effect on this, because Shaw's definitely been built Shaw more for like utility stuff or what have you, but I think at the sort of the, you know, you all doing like essentially Shaw pictures is like you all doing this, having a spirit bomb moment, give me your energy. Shaw's going to kind of like do that in the sense that like, so she normally eats her sheep to like kind of like stay awake and go to sleep, but instead she wants to do that, like she wants to like use all the energy she would get from eating them. She wants to put that into the punches and everything, so as she's like consuming, summons her flock and consumes it, like sends all of the power, so you know, slowly loses the mechanical parts of her suit, slowly drops out of the magical transformation, and it's all those swirls and sparkles are all along the punches and attacks. And she's like fading out of consciousness as she does this. Go get them, friends.
Just
fantastic.
Yeah,
go ahead and give me your might or agility roll. Whichever you would like to do.
It's
Absolutely. Might or agility.
So so I'm using might. I got the +2 from Chad.
Yep.
I got a +1 from Gabby. And then I have another +1 from Showstopper.
Yes, you have a plus. You have another plus. Each of you have another +1 from Showstopper because you all did some really great.
I'm taking a picture of the dice that I rolled.
You got 4 Shaw.
Yeah. So sorry. So we get. So AJ gets +1 for Showstopper, but the rest of us still get the +1 from Gabby, right?
Well, all 3 of you are both getting a +1 from Gabby and Showstopper because I liked your description. So I'm giving you
+2?
another. Yep.
Okay.
Without using the magic thing from the chat. If you're also using the magic thing from chat, you get another.
That's 5 then.
Okay. And how many for Clev?
8.
Okay. So with a whopping 18 successes, Gabby, how does your spirit appear behind the mech? And what is your final pose and saying as you direct the Tidebreakers to finish this creature off?
We started out waterfall. We went to ocean.
We
Then we went
hit
back
up
to
a lake.
lakes.
Right.
It's just a stream. It's just a little stream of water.
When the camera sort of like starts to like when Gabby's form starts to like appear, you see Gabby just sort of like sitting on a chair and like asleep, and is like, oh shit, there's one more, and then just stands up and does this and says, you are a thunderstorm, storm, water storm. Use that.
Then Gabby points trepidatiously as the breaker mech streaks off toward, absolutely demolishing this throne with 18 successes versus 5. The throne is beaten down into splinters and nothingness, and as it breaks apart and begins to shatter, slowly the outer lines of the march begin to recede and contract until you are stood on the roof of Vanguard HQ with nothing but a red marble in front of you that has one singular stationary goldfish. Congratulations, Tidebreakers. You saved the world.
Are you gonna wake her
Shaw,
up?
Shaw, wake up! We did it!
Okay.
Shaw.
And
just fully just like gets out of the cockpit, like looks down, just Simba's Shaw.
I imagine all the kicks and since you're waiting for you get now, you're trying to wake Shaw up, just like wham, wham, wham.
And as you sort of spin Shaw around on the roof, it zooms out to Gabby's face, inexplicably like translucent in the clouds.
It's the constellations that make Gabby's face.
Exactly. And once again, we hear dashing across the screen. And then we jump to 6 months later. And we'll check in to see what everyone is doing in our epilogue. So, in the 6 months, Soren Prime has personally led the rebuilding efforts for fixing everything that was wrong with Vanguard HQ and moving things back under a suitable amount of control. As she does bring a new sort of bright, fresh-faced person to you all and says, "Now, I tried to think of a way to replace the director for Vanguard HQ without drawing ire from you all, and I realize that perhaps the time where I must personally oversee everything has passed. So I will simply introduce you to your new coworker and the newest member of the board of directors, Miranda Maxine. And you see this like fresh faced looking 18-year-old woman who very clearly is wearing like business clothes for the first time. And she says, "Hi, I'm Miranda. Um, I have a whole litany of powers, and I hope to do good in the name of the tiebreakers."
Fully just
Pause, pause, pause.
slaps him in the back. He's like, "Welcome to the team."
Oh God. Yep.
Pause for a second,
Um,
audience. I just want you to understand why some of us have these faces like this. I don't
Yeah,
think you're familiar with the extended D universe.
yeah,
Throughout this whole game,
know
this
what
is
you're talking
happening. This is what's happening. Right now. You know the feeling you got watching perhaps like in-game or Avengers movies, all that stuff. This is what's happening every episode.
yeah.
If
You
you've
know,
watched these games, if you're familiar with the games these are familiar with, I'm gonna rattle them all off when we're doing our sign up. Every single one I got.
yeah.
Okay, back to the story.
If you are familiar with Aegis at all,
it's funny
oh
you say that
fuck,
because she does continue to say that I formerly worked with a group known as Aegis in a town right outside of Illinois called Halcyon City. Um, and I'm really excited to do some hero work. And the days continue and pass. And let's start with Chainlink. What does Chainlink do in the 6 months following the closure of the last March?
She's no longer wearing her mask around. So there was definitely a point in time where people were like, "Hey," and she's like, "Don't, no, no." So now it's just normal. I think at this point she has gone ahead and started maybe with the at the side of Coraline, but has wanted to also make, instead of just vehicles, is now also making large robotics like thoroughly available in the agency because of how successful they were. And so it's keeping up on upkeep on that, and um, is taking charge because it's something she finds very interesting. And of course, she asks Clev to go ahead and test drive any new creations that they make. On the side of that, though, I think she would have talked with someone from the more like technological side of the department.
Mhm.
And because Bull Splitter has a power source and has like a consciousness, I think she wants to somehow work the weapon into being temporarily able to be placed in some type of humanoid body. So their consciousness can go ahead and in their free time, they're able to spend their time as they wish and become a member of the agency on their own alongside me rather than just being a tool. So that's probably something she's been working on as well.
Wonderful. I would say that Miranda Maxine is actually the perfect person for you to work alongside. As she says that there is someone who could probably help you. And she introduced you to Layla, the Lunar Electronic Investigative Liaison avatar. She is a sentient AI that is one of the highest functioning in the world that helps you create a biomechanical body essentially for Bull Splitter over the course of those months. And then we can move on to Shaw.
Well, Soren did not release Shaw from active duty sources like there's Soren. So Shaw's been working here, and as far as again, Soren Prime is not Shaw's commander. So in lieu of that, Shaw is running things. Myth. Like taking over operation and everything. Still has the perpetually tired look, but is general operation, making sure people get what they need, send emissions, all that good stuff. Um, there seem to be a bit more. There's probably some more pastelly colors, cotton candy colors in certain sections. There's still business. With the magic, because that's what I asked. Because I asked about like if I could use it early. She'll also, in the time that she has, use that +2 magic from that to tap into what she likes to refer to as a dreamscape stroll, and is looking for the bead on the one that got away.
Sounds good. Absolutely. You can definitely do that. The results have been fruitless as of yet, but Shaw is a very
She has time.
determined. Yeah. She's got plenty of
Also, the pompadour
time.
sheep Billy is still second in command.
Yeah. He's acting vice commander of the Vanguard
Mhm.
HQ, with you all serving as the board of directors. Um, and then we slide over to Clev. What are you doing 6 months after the March closed?
So I think Clev is probably, since Shaw kind of moved on up, I think Clev is now technically the leader of the Vanguard. Like the
Well, you're all the in the board of directors for the Vanguard.
Okay.
Um, given the way that Shaw described her position, she's kind of like COO, where she's like doing the nuts and bolts of the
Yeah, I
company.
think Clev is still going out on the field, like he's leading the
Okay,
field teams and stuff.
sure,
Uh,
sounds good.
but I also think that they have been spending a lot of time um with the displaced magical beings uh that were originally from the material plane, that were stuck in that march, and now they have been relocated back to the material plane. So I
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
he's been also like heading that, not heading it, but more of like the liaison between that, um since they are like a magical being, they are a combination of Oni and Giant. So uh kind of like as like a representative for them, but also just like trying to figure out like where they could be relocated, how they can restart, like re- be reacclimated into the material plane, uh seeing if they also still have like connections to the weave that was basically cut off. uh
Yes. So we hadn't gotten to that point properly yet, but slowly over the course of this 6 month as well, magic begins to stabilize across the world. There are practicing witches and wizards that tap into. They've been doing these rituals for as long as they can remember, and the effect has been mostly mental, but there are many reports of the effects being pretty physical as well nowadays. Um, there is another contact from Miranda Maxine's, the Aegis, whatever that is, that gets in contact with you. A man by the name of Tucker Green, and he offers to construct sort of a school, essentially. Him and his wife offer to construct, something in between a school and a
yeah.
halfway house for
What's
people who
who's
have
Tucker's
these
wife?
powers. If you wanna just
Yeah, I want
ask
to
him
ask
about his
about,
wife
is Tucker a
randomly.
wife guy?
So Tucker's
Yeah.
definitely a wife guy. He says his wife's name is Tay.
Nerd. You fucking nerd.
Um, so, uh, as as the second city school is constructed, where these people go to be just housed and taken care of as they reacclimate to society. I will say that one thing that you particularly note while still leading the Tidebreakers is you get a lead on some dangerous substance that has been spreading that is essentially distilled magic. Because again, and this is something that I've said before, but magic was not completely gone from the world. It was just looked at sort of the way that we look at oil, where it's like at some point we will run out of this because we're not getting more.
Mhm.
So it was a non-renewable energy source. So the dampeners that were collecting sort of errant magic in the air have been essentially collecting huge, huge amounts of this magic, more so than some of them are built to even handle. And apparently, a company called Aperture, which Miranda Maxine seems not too fond of, is perhaps doing some shady deals of something they're calling Element 99, that is spreading around the streets of Halcyon.
You let me know when you're done. You let me know.
With that having been said, there's only one person for us left to attend to. So I suppose the first question is Gabby still alive?
Yeah, Gabby is still alive because Gabby made a promise.
Hmm.
It took a while, maybe like it's one of their longer revivals. And I think Gabby did it on purpose, just to like make an entrance. But basically, Kevin's lowest point, where Kevin was just about to give up, Gabby appears in front of him, whole, and goes, "It's lunchtime."
And he looks at you and says nothing, just wordlessly goes to the like fridge and pulls out a large pot of pasta, sets it on the table, and then just throws his arms around you, like weeping openly.
And in the next few months, Gabby does settle down with Kevin in that sense where he is no longer chasing after every monster. He's settled down. There is, however, one notebook that he keeps and he never shows to Kevin, and it still has that picture of the mother of monsters, and he doesn't look at it, but he knows exactly where it is, and he knows exactly what it looks like, and he wishes he could throw it away, but he can't.
She is, of course, still somewhere out there beneath the waters. And 6 months after the closing of the last of the marches, a file is sent to the board of directors for Vanguard HQ. It is an information file of a creature that is named Liliana, a creature that was found and fought long ago in the ages of sword and sorcery, and a creature that was sealed at the bottom of the ocean using all the magic that the weave could give and breaking a wound that is only now healing. And as the subject header of that email, and is very simply figured you should know. And you check the email on it, and it is not sent from Soren Prime's email. It is a scheduled email from your Soren's desk. And the last line of it says, "Give him hell, Tidebreakers." And as the image of the next monster that you'll need to save the world from is projected in the middle of the meeting room, you all take a deep breath and realize the world will always need heroes. And that is where we are going to end Tidebreaker's Resurgence, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us on this very, very fun, wild ride. Once again, Tidebreaker is an absolutely amazing system that we just barely scratched the surface of. throughout this show. So if you're still using the currently dying and flailing site called Twitter, be sure to go on there and follow Fall on My Blade, Nick, the creator of this wonderful system, and go buy the book. It's so good. There's so much in it. Like we literally at in the last episode, it suddenly became a Sentai. You can do so many things with this system. It's so good. I've been shouting about it for forever. I think it's tied breaker with no S. Um, but it has been absolutely a blast. And one last time, let's do a reverse order shout out for all you lovely people, starting with Shaw, played by the lovely Patty. Where can the people find you? What was your favorite moment? How you doing?
It's me. Yes, I'm Petty Energy on the internet. It's spelled differently, but don't worry about it too much. So yeah, I'm Petty Energy on Twitch. Um, which is PETTINERGEE. I am, I think, still at NNG9 on Twitter. I'm something close. I'm the petty potentate on Blue Sky because what's brand consistency? And since I'm going first, I won't list all the references, but very quickly, here's a few. Obviously, with D has a whole universe within TTRPGs, but outside of that, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Tales of Symphonia, the Hatchetfield series on YouTube by Team Starkid. Go check it out. What's those are just a few to name the references. If D has watched it or played it, it's up for fair game.
True. You never know what could show up in these games. Sign up for one. I run games professionally. Next up, we have the lovely, lovely role player that I always call MILF's favorite cookie. It's AJ. How you doing? Where can the people find you? What was your favorite moment?
I love how G Meets censored that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Husha Kid. You can find me all over the internet as Husha_kid or just Husha Kid, or go to my website, hushakid.wordpress.com, to see all my stuff that I've been in. And I've been in a couple of things with D. So D has brought from Pale Cold Sun, has brought from Second City Saviors, which they were a player in that. They weren't they weren't even a GM for that. They were a player. But also the Tales from the Amazing Ages. Is it? Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's the name of it.
I'm surprised my Pokemon character didn't show up. I was like, he's there somewhere.
That's not for a few thousand more years. Animals got to mutate now that Magic's back.
Yeah.
That is canonically how Pokemon happens in my world, by the
way. Yeah, they gotta mutate.
Was there a Paragold Sun reference? I feel like I am forgetting one. Whatever, continue.
I don't know. Did something burst into flames at some point?
there were a few. But finish your outro.
But yeah, tomorrow you can find me over at Roll for Dylan for a Final Fantasy one shot using Pathfinder. I'm playing a Moogle Kupo, Dragoon. Because I'm going to be a little guy with a spear. I'm going to just jump all over the place. I'm pulling up more information about it because I did not think about doing that beforehand as I wait for Discord to open and stall for a little bit more. But we are doing it's a one shot for charity. And I will tell you the charity that it is for when the thing comes up. Yes, it is a charity stream to support Take This. Take This is a mental health advocacy organization with a focus on the game industry and community. They provide resources, training, and support for individuals and companies that help the gaming community improve its mental well-being and resilience. So yeah, check that out tomorrow at what time is it gonna be? 9:30 p.m. EST.
Nice.
But yeah, my favorite part
Fantastic.
was Gabby trying to think of inspirational quotes for us to be inspired by.
Amazing. Big agree. Speaking of Gabby, we shift on over to Liza. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm Glyza, they, them. My favorite part for the night was um when I got to kiss Kevin. Because I did like Kevin, and I like Kevin a lot. Also, the whole 1 second thing, that was fun. Um, I do a lot of things on the internet, but right now I do want to take this time to ask of every single one watching and in the future to call for a ceasefire and to stop the genocide of the Palestinian people. Call your reps, send letters, faxes, and text messages, protest, educate yourself by going to decolonizepalestine.com, but mostly just watch and bring in the truth of what's happening to the public. Witness for yourself and show what's happening right now in Palestine.
100%. It's extremely important. All right. And then next up, we have bringing us the lovely Chain Link Serenity. How are you?
Hello, I'm Serenity. I'm Click Clack Snack all over the internet. You can find me anywhere pretty much under that name. I do a lot of actual play, so you can catch me every other Sunday except for the end of this month because holidays are happening on Total
Mhm.
Party Kiss for Tragedy of Theologian with a lot of great people on there. Still have a little bit of Triangle Agency to go on Mondays. I'm always doing new projects, so follow me on Twitter or whatever you want to. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, watch the first episode of Lurking
Oh,
Legends.
the first episode of Lurking Legends.
That's pretty
Yeah,
important.
it's
Yeah. Want to throw that
on
out
my. I
there.
have it on my link tree, but you could also go to Husha_kids YouTube and see it there.
What is
Lurking
Lurking
Legends is currently a 5e RPG based off of the 2 year time skip of One Piece with a brand new gang that a lot of great people have come into the mix. It has AJ, it has myself, it has Christian, a fluffy Goomba, and it has Wally132. So great cast, awesome people, amazing editing by Husha Kid.
Fantastic. And last but not least, it is I. Hello, my lovely creatures of the dark. My name is D. I am a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional GM all across the interwebs. You can hire me for commissions to run a game for you or to voice act in something for you if you like the way that my voice sounds. This was an absolute blast of a game. You can follow me on Twitter at It's the Riddler, and I've been thinking about dropping some of the cut references that I didn't use, but this was easily my most referential game that I ever ran, and I loved every goddamn second of it. You can pry my references from my cold, dead body. Um, but it was an absolute blast. It was so much fun. I'm very glad that I got to play with the system finally. I've been thinking about it for forever. And I'm glad that I got to write out what I felt was a pretty good love letter to several different types of anime because I really do enjoy the shonen style of anime. So it was very fun to take four extremely talented role players and throw them in the most ridiculous out there situations that I could come up with. And hopefully, I mean, y'all didn't get Norin, and the mother of monsters is still out there, so maybe the tiebreakers might reappear at some point in time. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned here at twitch.tv/critical misses. Thank you all so much for joining us. AJ, are we rating
Yeah, we
anybody?
gotta raid Harley Hero. They
Hell
currently playing some Baldur's Gate 3, and it looked like they fucked up somewhere.
nice. God bless. So yeah, make sure you got all your emotes ready. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the last episode of a show that is happening in the Critical Misses winter season. So we want to thank you all so much for all the subscriptions, the bits, the follows, all of the channel point redemptions, all of the support that y'all show towards Critical Misses. We truly, truly appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you in the new year when it's time to roll more dice with more lovely, lovely people. But until the next time we see you, wash your hands, drink some water, tell someone you love that you love them, and we'll see you very soon, chat. Bye, everybody.